Hello Englishers, welcome back to my channel. This is Ma'am Mariah. For today's video lesson, we will focus on our subject, effective communication. And the discussion is about demonstrating sensitivity to social roles, group dynamics, and cultural identities in face-to-face and online interactions. This is very timely as our modality for our lesson is already in online since we are all still affected by the earthquake and the aftershocks. Okay, for the objectives, okay, we are to explain the importance of sensitivity to social roles, role play various scenarios. We are supposed to do this one, okay, during our face-to-face classes. Okay, we also have to value diversity and inclusivity. Okay, so far I will just have to run through with that and focus on the discussion here. Okay, talking about sensitivity, I know it's been introduced during the discussion about cultural awareness and cultural sensitivity. Okay, so this is just a short recap. Okay, we have here the ability to recognize, understand, and respond to the feelings, roles, and cultural backgrounds of others in a respectful and appropriate way. Okay, we also have, okay, here being aware of differences. Okay, in it could be in social roles, group dynamics, cultural identities, and adjusting how you speak, act, and interact so that communication remains positive and inclusive. Okay, so it doesn't just limit us to you are aware that there is another culture around you. You also have to act according to your awareness. You act accordingly, as they say. Okay, for social roles, how are you going to apply that one? Sorry. Okay, here, these are expected patterns of behavior associated with a person's position or status in a group. Okay, so when we say social roles, how are you going to communicate with professionals? Okay, like yeah, his role in the society, okay, of the person. So say for example, you know for a fact that that one is a teacher, probably because of the uniform that she wears. Okay, so how would you deal with her when you meet her, mm, even in the aisle or in the lobby? Okay, so everyone plays multiple roles. So it could be a student, leader, friend, or family member. So another social role is it could be the counselor in your city or even the mayor. You just met him randomly in the street. How would you greet him? Okay, would it be formal? Okay, like that. Okay, so roles shape how we communicate and interact. So it actually depends, right? So how you greet the city mayor when you see him in the street, and how you greet your teacher when you see her in the street as well. Does it have difference? Okay, so yeah, of course. So social roles matter as to how you will um, interact. Okay. So we have here examples of social roles. Okay, say for example, um, leader to a member. Okay. Okay, so if you are the leader, then you usually guide the discussion, you make decision, and you also motivate your members. As a member, so you contribute to the ideas, you follow direction, and you also support the group. Okay. We all have that role in our group. Sometimes we don't want to be a leader. Okay, others would like to be a leader. Okay, so if you wish to be just a member, then you have to cooperate. You also have to contribute ideas when needed. And when your leader asks you to do something, then you have to support the group. Anyway, that's a collaborative work. And you also have to um, give effort. Okay, since it's a group, then it is expected that you will be graded as a whole. You will have a successful output if everyone in the group will cooperate. Okay. Another example here for social role, we have teacher versus student. As a teacher, so they give instructions, they evaluate, They give a guidance. Okay, as a student, um, students would learn, participate, and show respect. Okay, it is expected. Okay, so we have to also use appropriate titles. Okay, so for example, you also met a policeman since you have seen he's wearing the police officer uniform. So, sir, chief. Okay, so if you have seen um, a teacher wearing the uniform, so ma'am, sir. Okay, so better be careful in using the titles. Okay, because normally if I just wear casual, I don't wear my uniform. So when I just commute, so yeah, they will just call me ate. Okay, so it has to be appropriate, right? So as teachers, we are already get used to calling the people we talk to as ma'am and sir. Yeah, yeah, despite whatever their social roles are. So yes, I think for us it's just appropriate to call ma'am and sir for formality. Okay, and it's safe not to offend people. Okay, because if you'll just use ate and kuya, and then probably the person is more professional than us. Okay, so it sounds awkward then. Okay, so better be safe. So for formality, so you can use sir and ma'am. Okay, and it also show difference or familiarity depending on role. I have this a friend before, and he told me that the secret of getting the attention of the parents of your girlfriend is to greet the parents and then you give the title ma'am and sir. In that way, your the parents can actually give trust, okay, to you. Yeah, so maybe you can use that strategy. Okay, so it also balance assertiveness with respect. Yeah, so you do sound both, but of course, there's always respect when you know how to use the appropriate titles for certain people. Okay, for online, it maintains professionalism in chats, emails, and also for the post. Okay, and here, sorry about that. Okay, so we also have here group dynamics. Okay, I'll just adjust my screen. I didn't notice that. Okay, so for group dynamics, okay, it refers to the way people interact and work together in a group. Okay, it also influences leadership, decision making, participation, conflict cooperation, and healthy group dynamics or the teamwork. Okay, and okay, we have here. It also refers to the way people interact, influence, and work together in a group. I think I mentioned that earlier. Okay, healthy group dynamics, teamwork, and productivity. Okay, so examples of group dynamics here. Okay, for positive dynamics, okay, we have here equal participation, respectful listening, and shared responsibilities. Okay, so if you are working together, so that this will be the result. However, if not, the opposite one, the negative dynamics, so one person dominates from the other, others stay silent, and conflicts ignored or escalated. So that's the sad part. Okay, so that's how conflict started or exists. Okay, when one just stays silent. Okay, because the person keeps on talking, or yeah, she wants to just talk and talk. Okay, so we have to encourage equal participation among the group. Okay, also have to acknowledge contributions, whether it's verbal or nonverbal for online reactions. Okay, it's best to use, yeah, thumbs up, okay, or heart, yeah, if you wish to agree with the person. Okay, messaging on your GC. Yeah, even this one would mean that you are there. Okay, it's also a sign of respect to the person who sends the message. Okay. Yes, we would know. Ah, okay, you are listen. I mean, you were reading our messages, our instructions. You understand? Okay, you get it like that. Okay, we also have to avoid dominating or silencing others. Again, just fair. Okay, fairness and equality. Okay, for everyone. Okay, we have to adapt style depending on whether group is formal or informal. Mm. I know for sure that you do have your set of friends, your group. So it's basically the casual conversation you have with them. Okay, for formal, okay, sometimes you are hesitant to say something because you feel awkward. Maybe you will skip some words, or you might say something that's not supposed to be said. Okay, yes, the awkwardness for formal conversation. But for informal with friends, you talk freely, no filtering. Okay. For cultural identities here, okay, we have here, okay, a person's sense of belongingness to a particular culture or group. Okay, I think we also have mentioned this one before. Okay, it also includes language, religion, traditions, customs, and values. Okay, it also shapes how people communicate and interpret messages. Okay, so we have examples of cultural identities. Okay, so if it talks about religion, then so how Muslim, the Christian, the Luma, the Buddhist differ from each other. Again, we still have to respect their identity. Ethnic groups, okay, Tausug, Ifugao, um, it's very rare. I think we haven't met them in person yet. Okay, but maybe I have. Okay, when I went to Baguio, 5 or 3 years ago. Yeah, but not so common. So we don't know how to deal with them. So sometimes what we do is just to uh, uh, go to another area, okay, or avoid talking with them because we don't know how to talk. So we just avoid not to offend them. Okay, for other cultural factors, okay, like urban versus rural, I think I mentioned this to you before during our discussion. Your set of classmates came from the city, and then you do have this classmate who came from a province or mountain areas. And then when they reach here, so it's like new to them. You don't need to laugh at them, okay, because they seem ignorant to you or illiterate to you maybe. Okay, so it's not their fault. Okay, so you still have to. What you need to do is to welcome them and then introduce to the city. Okay, this is what we do here, so that she would know. Okay, so that's the proper way. Do not laugh the person. Okay, because when you go to their place, I think they will also laugh at you because you don't know how to go fishing. You don't know how to catch a fish. So it's still the same. Okay, youth culture, digital culture, youth culture. In your case, it's very common that you drink, you go to parties, clubbing. Okay, but for the elderly, they will not understand. Okay, your generation. Okay, so still have to respect one another. Still with digital culture, your way of communicating. I know it's more of sending messages, okay, texting, okay, but for your parents, they need to call you. Okay, so it matters. Okay, so take note that each identity brings unique communication styles and expectations. So you need to compromise, you need to meet halfways. Okay, so deal with the differences. Okay, so um, do not mm, do not think that you outsmart or you outstand the rest of the other religion. Okay, so respect differences in greetings. Okay, so for this one, this is an example for Muslim brothers. Assalamu alaikum, malaikum salam. Okay, so I've asked some of our Muslim teachers too. Okay, for clothing and symbols. So this one is very, how should I say, sacred. Okay, for Muslim women. Okay, which you don't need to laugh at. Okay, this is very sacred for them. Okay, the cross for Catholics, you should not also make fun of it. Okay, and some tribal patterns. Okay, so respect them, do not make fun of them. Okay, practices and celebrations. Okay, for Ramadan, I believe Filipinos are now joining the celebration of Ramadan by making it a holiday season. For okay, it's a holiday, so it's a way of celebrating or respecting um, the the celebration of the practices for Muslim brothers and sisters. Christmas, okay, for Christians, okay, local festivals for other celebrations and practices. We need to also observe and respect. Okay, so we need to avoid stereotyping. Okay, do not just think and say, okay, because Muslims are like this, I think they are hard-headed, they easily get mad. I will not make friends of them. Okay, so it's not that way. Okay, I think I was adjusting okay, to my screen. Use inclusive language. Okay, language that you think everyone is welcome. Okay, respect cultural practices and greetings, expressions, and also etiquette. Okay, whether you are in a dining table or in a coffee shop. Okay, I think you already master this one because you always have your group activity on how to deal with people from different specs of life, okay, or walks of life. This one is for online. Be mindful of humor, emojis, the use of emojis, memes, because not all cultures interpret them the same way. Okay, and then we also have here, okay, face-to-face interactions. Okay, maintain eye contact. Okay, to appropriate to the culture. Okay, adjust tone and formality based on social role. Respect personal space and cultural norms. Also, listen actively, avoid interruptions okay, when someone is talking. So just wait when he's done talking first. Okay, and also for online interactions, use professional tone in academic or work settings. Okay, usually when we do have faculty meeting, so always keep on just have your microphone off when not needed, when necessary. Sorry, so only have to turn your mic on when you ask questions or somebody asks you a question. If not, okay, mute it so that you will not disturb okay, the conversation. Okay. Respect time zones, response times, and digital etiquette. Time zones, perhaps not just a common between the United States, the UK, talking here, calling here in the Philippines. Time zones would also mean how students send messages to teachers, especially it's late at night, like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and asking for something really not necessary. That questions can be made in on the day, like yes, 8 a.m. probably. Okay, yes, the official time or office time. You can do that one. And avoid all caps. Okay, using all caps, your uppercase in your messages okay, would mean something okay, to the person reading it. It could also mean like you are shouting. Well, for my MIL subject, using all caps in your poster would mean it gives emphasis that you want what you want to say. Yeah, emphasis, as they say. Okay, another one here is be cautious with your humor, sarcasm, and images. So we had this one earlier. So the memes that you posted, so be considerate to the people who are reading your post, especially you have thousands of followers. Okay, you actually don't know each one of them, right? Yeah, so be careful with your humor. Okay, because it can also lead to sarcasm. Okay, I hope you learned something from today. So we'll just have to have another set of discussion for next meeting. Thank you and enjoy learning Englishers.